Hey there, I'm Brandon. You're watching ADHD Game Dev. Welcome back, you bunch of weirdos. Why do you keep coming here? I don't know, and yet here you are. And I'm grateful for it. Hey, I want to talk to you today. This is one of my, what is this, diary entry, blog entry? Let's talk. Let's get into each other's heads here as a developer. And the thing that I want to discuss is this. Don't be such a bad boss to yourself. There's a lot going to happen in the game dev space where a company is going to really put the screws to the employees, to the developers, to the artists, everybody. You got these horror stories of people working 80-hour work weeks and just grinding themselves until their health and their relationships have collapsed and they're sleeping under their desk, to meet a deadline. And why? Well, first of all, because that developer really cares about the video game they're making. And they also can't see the forest for the trees. They really need the job. But at the same time, you're making something for somebody else to make $1 bajillion off, right? You're not making $1 bajillion. You're just getting ground under the wheels of progress, which is why so many people get a more romanticized idea about, hey, I'm going to go indie, I'm going to go solo. And then do the same thing to themselves. They do the same thing to themselves. And this is where the crux of my mind is right now. The thought that I want to share with you to be distilled is that if you are going to get out of that rat race of churning and grinding and creating for somebody else, you're going to say, I'm going to create for me. Don't get yourself on both sides of that awful equation to where you're overworked and you're the one cracking the whip demanding that you be overworked. I think I've seen this a lot. Have you seen this? I've seen this a lot from people saying, they've just started to crack under the pressure, and they're talking about being an indie dev, okay, working for themselves or working in a small group. I think that I've been trying to avoid this so much, and there's a real truth in the fact that I am not dependent on game dev for a paycheck. I do this for fun. I do this as a hobby. If money starts to flow from it, then that will be my signal that I should take it into a full-time career. And I think that a lot of people are willing to take, and I want to be nice about it, but take a little bit of an over-romanticized view and make a leap into something that they think is going to be a big success without any real guarantee. If you don't have a strong track record of success, then you don't have any real reasonable expectation that you're going to succeed in it. Okay? If you say, hey, I love making games, I'm going to learn how to do it. I'm going to start a studio and I'm going to make this my living. And now a month later, you're like, oh my God, I'm in over my head. Well, yeah, of course you are. But if you're the sort of person who's been in the industry for a good long time, you know how the sausage is made, you've been making games, and you can know exactly what roles need to be filled, and you know what areas you're going to need to get help with, and you have a reasonable track record with it, and yeah, you might be able to take a chance on yourself and take that risk to try to make video games. But man, it just what tears me up, what hurts me so much is to see people killing themselves over something because they feel the pressure. Either there's a pressure from an audience that they really don't want to let down, or there's a financial burden. In both cases, it's a pressure that I think is important for you to manage. I manage it for myself in a couple of ways. One, I already told you, is that it's not my financial future here. This is my spare time. What I do for fun. I make video games as a creative expression, and I make that the guiding North Star for me, is that I'm being true to my own creative expression. Now, I do want to sell games to people, but that's not my end goal. I don't have to. The other thing that I do is that I'm managing scope big time, big time. I'm managing scope, which means I'm going to have only hope of modest returns, okay? I'm not trying to sell a $60 experience that's going to be multiplayer online and it's going to be lasting for 500 hours with DLC. Oh my gosh, that sounds like a nightmare. I wouldn't even dream about putting myself into that situation. I mean, if I ever get into that situation and you look at me like, what happened to you, dude? Please call me out because I need to see this video myself. So this is me trying to hopefully help you to avoid a certain pitfall. And if you're feeling the pitfall already, like you've slid in, I would like you to just, can you just take a second and realize that the hole can always get deeper. The stress that you feel can always get worse. The pressure that you're under could go more and more and more. There's no end to it. There's no end to it. If you're putting in 60 hours a week, you could put in 80. You could put in 100. If you're thinking and dreaming and living and breathing what you're working on, how much more can break in your life? How much has to break in your life? Because I don't think there's any stopping. There's no end to it. So I think it's important for you to ask yourself, how far am I willing to go? How much am I willing to sacrifice? I do believe that it's going to be difficult to impossible to really create something without some kind of sacrifice. And for me, I'm sacrificing probably just a lot of goofing around or winding down time. As I said, this is my winding down. This is my fun. I don't sit and watch television because I'd rather be making a video game. Okay? I could probably stand to spend more time with the family than I do, so maybe I've sacrificed some of that. But I haven't destroyed the relationships. I haven't given everything up. I haven't ruined my health. I hope that you won't either, because at the end of the day, what we're making as video game designers is a glorified toy. It really is. Nobody's going to live or die based on what we're making. And even if they feel like, wow, this was a great experience. I loved that. I loved that video game that you made. It really had an impact on me. That'd be the peak of anything that you could hope for. And as soon as they said it, they're going back to their Steam library to look for the next download. So to me, I always take a pragmatist kind of a view of things. I love what I'm doing. I'm having fun doing it, but I refuse to sacrifice myself for anybody. I hope that you will realize that you have a choice to be made right here. You have a choice about what kind of a game you're going to make, and also about what kind of boss you're going to be to yourself. I hope that you'll be a good one. I hope that you'll take a look at my game. It's called Tiny, The Last Wayfinder, and you can wishlist it on Steam. I hope that you will be awesome today. Bye now.